Hello guys, and welcome to day 14 of this full stack Courier services application. So in our last video, we looked on our admin side. We did functionality for admin, for adding, updating, deleting, and everything that admin is required to do in this application. So today I just want us to look on this side of the user, what user should will do on this application and what the user will interact with. So before we continue, I just want us to make some correction, a very little correction. So today when I was starting this application, I came across an error. The compilation for this application failed and it output an error saying that we have imported search, or we have declared search pipe into modules. So just come here in your code at app.modules.ts, and if you have this search pipe here, just remove it in your declaration here, just like that. And then if it is already here in a admin.module.ts, just like we did in our last video, then it's okay, it will be great. So now that's all that I wanted to show you. If you are new here, consider subscribing. You already know what is coming, guys. So let's get into the video. So guys, when we were creating these services here, we created a function that was helping us to get these parcels for the user, and it was to return these parcels that contains the email for the user. That's why we were passing here this email as our parameters, and then we were calling this, or we were hitting this endpoint and posting this email, so that if this email is in sender column or receiver column, sender email or receiver email column, then it should return all those emails, and then we will filter them here, so that we maybe filter this parcel which you have sent or that was sent to you. So now that's what I want us first of all to do, to just fetch this parcel that is on it is for a user. So because for now we have not added functionality for login, we just use any email. We just use an email, and we will use an email concerning these emails that are here in our database already. So like now we will use this email, this here, and then after we log in, after we implement the functionality for login, we will be getting that email after the user has logged in, and we will do that in a very short period. So first of all, I just want us now to just come here in user module. So let's close all these things that we don't want now, so or we don't use. So just come here in this user, open, go to this parcel here, and then open this app.component.ts. So the first thing that we need to do is to inject our service. So we need to say something like row private, and then say parcel service here, and what we should inject is parcel service. Parcel service, you can see the auto completion here, so add it for now. And another thing that we want is to add something else here, which should be our observable, or we should say parcels, which it is an observable. Remember, observable, we mark it with that $sign there, and then we'll give it an empty for now, and then give it a type of observable from RxJS and Angular. So we just import that, and this one should accept parcels, an array of parcels, because it should have a parcel that contains user's parcel, this user's parcel. So just let me see this importation for our interface, just like that. and now that's how I want it to work like. So now after that, I just want to create a function that will be getting this it will be getting this parcel for the user. But first of all, I just want to create an email here that we'll use. First of all, let me call it a string. So we'll just use an email that we already know it is in database, so that it will accept, or it will just get those parcels. So let us add that email. So now what we need to do, first of all, let us create here a function down here, and this function we will call it load user parcels, and then so we have created this method here. So what we need to do here is now we say this dot parcels, just like that, and then what should we do? We should call this now the service. We say this dot parcel service, and then now call that function for get parcel for user. So now this here, but it requires an email, so we just use this dot email, just like that, and it should be okay now. But now we need to call these functions in our ng on it here, because we want, when this application just load, it gets the parcels for this user. So we just do this dot parcel, or this dot load user parcels, and it is simple as that. So now we need to show them in our HTML here. So we just come here. Remember here how we did this pagination and everything. We want to add now we just need to loop through here. So first of all, the first thing that we need to do, so here we will add a directive ngIf, and we'll give it a condition here, and we'll just say ngIf and then parcels. Remember we have these parcels observable, and then after that now we'll add a sync pipe, because it will help us to subscribe and unsubscribe to observable, and then call them as parcels. Now here, before we start looping, I just need to add another div. Yeah, and this div will help us to check if the parcel is there, and then if it is not there, what we need to do, we show that the parcel is not, there is no parcels for this user or for this customer. So now here what we need to do, we just add another directive called ngIf, we call it ngIf, and then now what you need to do here, we say parcels dot length, meaning if this array has no parcels. Remember here we have converted this observable, and we have subscribed on it, and we have gotten this array. So after now this array, we just check if this array has parcels or it is empty. So if it is empty, or if it has parcels, then you show this here, you just loop. But if it has no parcels, then you need to say else, and we can add no parcels here, which we will use here down here, first below here, somewhere here. So we just add it here, an ng template that will help us to display. So we just template, and now here we can add this here as a directive. So no parcels. So here we can add a div, or even we can add a div and call it maybe something like none, and then from here now we can add something like h2, and we can say no parcels, and we can style this. First of all, let me copy it, and here in our CSS just style it a little bit. So we just come here and say none, and this none we should say display flex, and then align items center and justify content center. As simple as that. And we can say something like font weight to be 900, should be that bold. And then come here now. After we have done all that, now we don't need to use this collection here as our data. Now we can just come here in our component and remove this here, this collection here, because we don't require it. Now we just be using our data from database. Now remove it. Now let's see here in our HTML, and now we can use these parcels. So it is an item of parcels, just like that. And now we can see what is will happen. But now here we need to say something like item dot price, because it is price, and here it is item dot weight, because we are going through every item or parcel, in another word. So this is item dot weight, as simple as that. So now from here we should see. So let's save this. Let's save and see if it is working, or maybe it has broken. So just you can see already we have this data here already. It is showing us. So let's reload first of all and see what will happen. So it does not exist on type. What? So let us remove this first of all and avoid this error here. So we just come here in our HTML, and here where we added this no parcels, and let us see if we can remove it first of all. Okay, let me remove it first of all, and we will add it after this. It has worked. So let's reload now and see if it has corrected the error. So let's see. It is fetching the data, but you can't see the data here. It is not getting the data. So what you need to do, just inspect to see if there is an error that is experienced. So there is no error. For now, let's just look at our endpoint and see if it is correct. So what we need to do, just come here in our services. Where is our services? So our services is here. So let us look at our endpoint, and our endpoint is just here. So it is API/parcel, and then you can just look if this endpoint is correct, so that we know if we are the one who are doing the mistake, or it is a backend that is not getting the endpoint. So just come here in your roots and let us check our parcels, and it is user parcels. It is okay. So let's look for this get parcel for user here. So get parcels for user. So what we need to do, we just come here in our controllers, parcels, and you can see here already this. So to know if we are hitting this endpoint and it is getting our email, so what we need to do is console log and then get that email, and let us save. And here in our terminal we should see if it has it will just print that server is running. So we just first of all let it restart the server, and after that now we just try and hit the endpoint using our front end. So it is just starting. It is taking a lot of time. So let's see, should be complete by now, but we need to see. So it has restarted. So let us start first of all by reloading and see if it has fetched the data or it has hit the endpoint. So just come here in our terminal and see if it is searching for this. So you can see the email, we didn't add this .com here. So that is the mistake that we did. And this is how you troubleshoot these full stack applications. You can see already we had a problem here. We didn't add .com, only that. So it is here in our, let's close this. It is here in our parses, and then component is right down here. So yeah, you can see here we didn't add .com, and maybe most of you noticed this problem. So let's see now if we reload, if we can get those parcels. So you can see we have those parcels. So just like that, it's just simple. And now what we need to do, we just need, when you open this up, you should see all the information that you want to show here. So let us come here in our TS here component, and then I want us to create some here. I need us to create some strings or some details. So we just say string, just like that, and we give this an empty. So we need destination just like that, and then we should give this a string. So just like that, and then we need track ID, and this is a string also, and we need also weight. I will show you what I want to do here, so hang on there. So string. So another thing that we need here is price. So string also, just like that, and then we need status is number, and we have what else do we need to show there? I think this is all that we want. Destination, okay. Let me see what else we want to show here. So I think everything here it's okay now. So what we need to do, just accept this as null. So just add this exclamation marks here and here. Okay, so now I think we have this weight here. So this weight we have already declared here, so we can call this another function. Maybe let us call this price our parcel weight, just like that. And I just want us to copy this so that we don't go back and forth in our HTML, because I just want us to do something here. So when we click this icon here, show map, we need now to accept values so that we show them. So what we need to do here is first of all accept all of them, but now we need to remove this. It should be, let me remove this, remove this. Okay, should be weight, and here we need to remove this. It's just this function, we want it to accept this. So what we need to add here, or to need to accept here, it should be, first of all, here. Let me just format a little bit so that it accepts our argument. So let me add this here, and now what we need to do, we just need to accept them as, first of all, is item dot parcel dot location. Here it is item dot destination, and remember here we should add a comma because we separate argument with a comma. So this is now item dot track ID, and here it should be item dot weight, and here we need this item dot price, and here after that now you can say item dot status, and here we can add now these commas, and now the other thing that I want to add here is our markers, because I just need us to show those markers in our map. So I will just say item dot markers. So now that's okay. Let me format using read here. So let's format. It's okay now. So now come here in our component and look for this function here that is show map. You can see it here. So after now it has toggled, we need to accept here a couple of things. So let me come here and add it here. So the first thing that we need to add or to accept is location. And location is a string, and we need to accept destination, and also this is a string. We need to accept track ID, and it is a string. We need to accept parcel or weight. Let me call it weight. We need to accept which is a number. In that case, actually I'll just change up here before I forget. Weight is a number, so this weight here is a number, and let us come here. Another thing that we need to accept here is a price, which is a number also, and we need status, which is also a string. And the last thing that we want to add, remember, is our markers, because we are accepting markers. So we just say markers, and markers is a string, just like that. So now what we need to do, remove this here, and now we will add here this dot location. We need to now initialize these values. So it will be is equals to location. We need to do this dot destination is equals to destination, and now this dot track ID, it should be track ID that we are accepting from our function here. So this dot after track ID it is weight. We need weight here, and this should be is equals to weight. We have this dot price, and it is equals to price. We need to add now the markers here, or status, and then markers. So it's here. So this dot status, and this one should be is equals to status here. And another thing is we will add this dot markers. We don't have markers as per now. So what I will do, we just say markers, or you can say we'll add that. Let me first of all add this. If we don't have it here. It is this, we'll add these options. Okay, first of all, let us remove everything here. Now you can just add our, let us add our options here. So I have added some options here, and you can play with it, with this Google map and these options to understand how they work. So what I'll do here, I just copy this center here first of all, and come here out of it, and then let me copy it, and we can add it here, right here. But I just need to remove this here, this mark position and whatever this, I don't want them to be inside here, and then add them here. So should be there, and this zoom here. So what we need to do, just accept this in order for it to import .maps.retro should be, let me go back, long lat retro, so it should be rat long lateral. Okay, we can just first of all give it any, just like that, and I don't know what the problem is, so let's go back. First of all, we'll add them. So here we'll just add 6, just add that 6 here. So another thing that I want us to add is this to longitude and latitude here. I just copy the ones that I have here. So I just copy them, copy this too, and add it to them here. This is to focus on certain area in Google Map, but you can do whatever you feel like. So let me remove that here and add that. So there is another thing that I want to add is this array here of marker position, because we want to add this to declare this here marker position and use it. So what we'll do, we just copy that and paste it here, marker position, just like that. And now we can just go back here, and now we can say this markers dot marker positions here is equals to now this dot. Okay, we just first of all remember it is a string, so we need to stringify, or we need to pass JSON pass, need to JSON dot pass just like that, and then we just give it markers now, just like that. And here we can see strings not assignable to type number, and see what, yeah, should be a number. And this is the advantage of using TypeScript. It gives you an error right there so that you just correct it. So here I give price as a string, and it should be a number. Just all that is okay. So another thing now I just want us to add, we add this really simple or easy. So we just come here in our HTML, look at this place here where we were adding this demo data, and now we can just add this templating string interpolation. And now we can start by adding ID. We just say track ID. This will be coming now from our component, after we have declared it. Here we need our destination, so what we'll do is just add this string interpolation, and we can say now location, and here is destination, so we can add this location destination. Here in our cost we can add this, and we can add here price. Here in our weight we can add this string interpolation, and then this one should be weight also, or parcel weight, because we changed parcel weight. And now let me confirm first of all, this is parcel weight, and it is parcel weight here. This dot weight, okay, this dot parcel weight here is equals to that weight. So this one is parcel weight, and here now we can do some conditions. So we just say, first of all, if our weight or our status is equals to 0, now what we need to do is just say we'll add this to be pending, or we'll say it is pending, but else it should be delivered, because we have only two status, only those two. So now let's reload and see how our application will work. So we can see this here. It is telling us expected 7 argument but got 0. Here in click show map here. So we just let us come here in our HTML and then see where the error is coming from. So you can see here we are accepting this here, so I don't know why it is saying it will accept 7, but it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's okay. So it is saying that it is adding show map. So maybe you have added in a bad place. So come here, show map. It is this one here. So don't know why it is not accepting. So it is saying it is accepting 0 argument. So I think it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So it should be okay. Don't know why it is not adding. Oh, this one here. Okay, for closing the map. Okay. Know where the problem is. So we need to just first of all get this HTML here and look for that icon here for closing the map. Remember we were using that, so we are using this show map in multiple places. So we need to come here and look for that icon. Where is it? So it is somewhere here, this one here, and then we can call this close map, because you don't want to add those, you don't need to add those arguments. So we call this close map, and then we can come here and create this function or method here, say close map. And this one here now we can say the same, this dot show map. This is a method show map, and then we can say is equals to opposite of this dot show map. dot show map. That's okay now. I think the error should be gone by now. So let's see. So the error is gone. So we can click here and you can see this here. We can see all this information. If it is more than 0, then it is delivered. But if it is pending here, you can see this is delivered, this one is pending, and see. So now we need to show markers around here. So what we need to do is just first of all, let me play with these options here, and we need to this zoom here. You can either add or maybe you can reduce it, whatever you want. So let me reduce it to 8. So let's reload it again here. So when you actually it is zooming in, so we need to maybe give it 4 or let's look for 4. So you can play with this zoom here and you can see what you are likely to do or something. So now you can open, and for now we are not showing these markers here. So guys, now when you click here, you can see like you are open the map, and remember this map you can open it in full screen, and then you can zoom out or you can zoom in how you want it to be. It's just your choice. So now what we need to do, we just need a little bit of or one line of code that will help us to get to add those markers in our map so that we can see the destination and the location. So I had already added this line of code here, and this line of code, what it does, it is getting or it is looping through this array of our that contains our markers, two objects of which contain our longitude and latitude. So we just copy this one here, and also you can see it is accepting options here, this marker these options here, and it is binding to these marker positions. So these marker positions will get it from our component. So first of all, let's get that here in our HTML here, and in between this Google map here, just add that line of code there, just like that, or you can just type it. And this, remember, it is looping through marker positions, and this marker position, remember, it is this array here, and this array we are getting the values from our backend here. When we click this show map, what we do, because this we were keeping it in our database as a string, so with JSON pass help it to now become an array, because now from being stringified we can just reverse the process and make it an array, and then give these markers and then convert these markers into this array and give those objects here, and give that array as an array of objects that contain longitude and latitude, as you can see here in our database here, Canada and Texas, and see we have this long latitude to be this and long latitude to be this. So you can relate it if you watch the video for which we were creating for admin when we were creating the parcel. So remember that. So this is a line of code that you require in order to show the markers. So another thing now we need to add, because we need to show the positions of these markers. You need to bind by this here. You need to bind this position here, property, and then give this marker position. This marker position contain an object of longitude and latitude. So you give that position here, and options, you give this marker position. This is not necessary, these options here. You can just omit it, but I just want us to add. And these positions, we are I'm giving it these marker positions here, and it will give these options of draggable, and we call it false. You can just play with it and see how things turn out. So just come here, add it in our code here, marker positions. After here, now we can add this here, marker options here, and it will be okay now. So let's say, and we want to see if we can get the markers. So first of all, I just want to say, like, you see, this one has no that it doesn't contain that array of longitude and latitude, because in our database we were just adding it like a dummy data. So you can see it is just longitude and latitude. It doesn't contain actual longitude and latitude like this one here that we added from our admin side. So what we need to do, we just come here, and then when you open this, even if you open it in this full screen mode, and then maybe zoom like this, you can't see any markers anywhere, because it doesn't have those longitude and latitude. But remember this one that we added here from our admin, and it is containing actual longitude and latitude of destination and location. So when you open just like this, for now you can't see the markers, but when you open and then maybe zoom out just like this, you can zoom out, and now you can see these markers. You can even drag and then zoom in like that. You can see where we added these markers. So this is what I wanted to show you. But now if we don't want, we can zoom out. We can just give this a zoom maybe of 2 or 1, so that we get the whole overview of our map. So let's see, you can see it is giving us it is zooming out. So we can just give 0 for now. Let's see if we give 0 how it looks like. So let's reload. So you can see we are seeing our markers here. So when you open just like that, you can see the markers, and then from now here you can open the full screen here, and it is waiting to load, or you can see for yourself. You can drag and see. You can see the destination and location for your parcel. So you can play with it wherever you want, and when you close here, you can already see the last one that you added. It will be shown here. And to access Google Map, you can access it through this here and see it here, or you can just open this also. It's just another way. That's why I kept that Google Map there. So now that's what I wanted to show you there. So, and to test it, we can just add a parcel very easy, or in first. So let me add here a zoom of 1 first of all, and then let us see how it will look like. So because I want you guys to play with these options, feel free to just break whatever you can break, and you can see we can go with this because this is showing us everything here. So let us test another one. So let us first of all go to admin here. So open this admin. So here I need to, let us first of all soft delete this. So let's soft delete this too. So when you reload, you can see we have only this that has Canada and Texas. So let us create here. So we just create, let me call this James here. And notice here, I will use this, we'll create 2 parcels. The first one should have this email in our sender email, and the other parcel that we'll be creating, it will have this email as our receiver email. So let's create another email here, just like that. and then here we can add numbers, and here we can let weight, we can give it 20, and here price we can give 200. Here now we need to add location. We can add any location. Let's for now assume that all of you want the location to be maybe, let's say Miami, Florida. You can see it is auto-completing for you, so you can just click at it, and then the destination you can say it's like Kampala in Uganda. Yeah, so you can click on it and then select the dispatch date and then submit. So let us add another one. Remember, we need now to use here something. We need to reverse the email, and here now remember we need to add this email here because we want it to fetch both that we are sending and the one that we are receiving as user. So here we can give a track ID anything, and then here we can say 200. Let's say here we need a price of maybe 200, and here location, I will assume that you love so much Russia, so we just give Russia, and or Moscow. Let me be specific, Moscow, Russia. And here you can think of any location. Let's say something like maybe Mexico or Brazil. Let's call it, okay, let me add it, or Kinshasa, that is in Rwanda, it is Kinshasa, or maybe let's say something like, let's add which city is a little bit we don't know a lot about, so we can say Addis Ababa, that is in Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, just like that, and then let's add a date here, dispatch date, and then click. So we should have added these two. So when we reload, you can see we should have these two here. So let's go back into our user side because this user now has those two parcels. So you can see these parcels have been added, and even if you haven't, you have not just opened this map, you can see here. So you can see, let's track for this Miami and Kampala. So when you open, you can see here like location and where it is going. So now you can open this in the full screen and then maybe add or zoom in, you can see, and then zoom out. You can see everything that you need to see there. So let me zoom out. You can now close that, open this, and you can see everything that is required. And you can refresh. First of all, let us refresh, and let me open this one here. You can see here, this one is for from I think America and whatever. You can keep on zooming and seeing where, and drag to see where it is being sent from and where it is going. So where it is the location and where it is destination. So now let's close that, and that's all that I wanted to show you. Remember, you can come here, and in Angular you can just look how you can add polylines. Just I just want to give you that as an assignment, so you can just come here and see something like polylines, Google Map polylines in Angular, AngularJS, and you can just go and look how you can add these polylines And polylines, I mean, you can just, okay, you can open this here and it will add a line here connecting our destination to our location, just like that. That's what I wanted to tell you there. So now the other thing that we need now is to filter here. You need to, when you click here, it will open and it will select the one that is you are sending and the one that you should receive. From me, it means that you are sending. To me, it means that you are receiving those parcels. So let's first of all create a pipe, because we will be using pipe to filter through this parcel here to show the one that you are supposed to receive as a customer and the one that you are sending also as a customer. So now come here, you remember how to generate a pipe. It is ng generate and then it should be pipe, and we have this pipes slash, and we can call now this a filter pipe. That's okay now. After that, now we need to add everything now here. We need to do the logic here in our pipe, and I'm doing this because I don't want us to just add this functionality in terms of maybe fetching the data or just sending requests to a database to look for those parcels that you are sending and those that you are receiving. It will make a lot of requests, which is not that efficient. So let it finish generating that pipe. For now, we can just go in our HTML and here in our select option. So before I forget, remember, I will be pushing this code. So if there's somewhere you have lost or somewhere you didn't understand, you have this code in my GitHub, because I'll be pushing and I'll be adding this GitHub here. We'll be adding this GitHub link in our description. So you can just go compare, see the code, and you'll be okay. And you can just watch this video as many times as you want. So let's go here, look for that select tag here, or options. So you just see where it is. It is above here. Now here we need to add some things. So here we need to add to bind on change, on this change. Remember, for others we were using click. Now we can use change here in our select option tags. So here we can give it a function, and this function will call it change. Let's call it change, and we want to exert an event here, an event, and this one we should give it should be in quotation. So let's copy this here and add it inside here. So now we need to give these ones here value of, can give this value of from, and this one a value of 2, just like that. And here we need to disable this to be false, or it can be, you can just remove this here and make it disabled. You can give it selected, you can give it disabled, anything that you want. So now, after this now, I think we can even call this, or we can add this name. It's not necessary, but you can add that from, and name here, name to be 2. So now we need to add this function here. This function to be added, we should add it in our component. So just come here, let's add it here, down here, and now this one should be an event. It should accept event, and this event can be of type event. I don't know if that will be will work for us. So that is event. So now let's reload and see if there's an error, because most of times you see it doesn't accept. So now what we need to do, we just create first of all a filter option here, or a filter text. So we just say selected option, and we will give it type of string. And here now what we need to do, we give it empty strings like that. So after change, now we can give it, after this change now, yeah, we can say this dot selected option here. And now what we need to do, we can give it, or we can say event dot target. Remember, we are using this since we are in a this select. We can use this one here, event.target, and you see like it is not accepting. So we can just use any for now, and the error is gone. So what we need to do is just console log and see if it is getting that selected options or selected option from this event target value. So now let's into this selected options. If you don't know how this event or this select option works and how you can get the value that is being selected, just go in the documentation and you see everything. You can target using event.target.value or event.target.name. Remember, here we have added this value, and now it should get this value or this name depending on what we have called here, either value or a name So let me save. Let's reload, and I just want us to inspect. So let us inspect for ourselves and then open the console window. So let me open the console here. So let us select. So it should print for us. I don't know why it is not printing. So let's go back and see where the error is. So what we need to do, just maybe console log dot event. Okay, console log dot, and now we can print event dot target dot value, just like that, and then see if we can get the values. We need to see where the problem is. So let's see. So select. So it is not getting any. So it's as if it is not getting any. So let us first of all remove this here. I think it's the one that is giving us that error, or it is not accepting us to select other. So let's see other options. So now let us see. So it is not accepting. So I don't know where the problem is. So oh yeah, here's the problem. Okay, should cut this. It should not be there, it should be here. So those are the stupid mistakes that I do most of the time. So you can have this selected here. So these are simple but stupid mistakes. So let me see now if it is working. You can see from, and it is printing 2 times because here in we have console log 2 times. So that's all that I wanted to add here. So now in our filter here, or in our pipes, we should have generated this filter here. So we need now to start giving it or doing our logic here to select. So now what we need to do, first of all, we should accept the parcel array. So we just say parcel, and then it should be array. So and then argument here, all arguments should be selected option. The argument here is selected option, and this one it should be a string. Remember, it is a string that we are giving this pipe as an argument for it to filter, and this one here should be, this function should return this parcel array, that is just like we did with our search. So, and you can see the advantages of using pipe. You don't have to make requests to our database. So first of all, you need to check if the value for that array is empty, meaning it is 0, then it is 0, or that selected option, the selected option is empty, meaning it is an empty string. Now if it is maybe the array has 0, it is 0, meaning it is empty, and our selected option is also an empty string. What you need to do, we return the value, we return the whole, this array here, the whole array. So after that, now what we need to do, we can create two arrays here. The first array is, we call it my parcels, or the parcel that you are receiving as a user. So we call this parcel or my parcels, and it should be of type parcel array, and we give it this empty array there. And another one should be const, and this one is other parcel, or the parcel that you are sending or you are receiving. Okay, now we give it a parcel, and we give it array, an empty array, just like that. And after that, now we can say, let me first of all, I will use a dummy email. So for this, yeah, we can give it an email that is, okay, let's say const email, and we can give it a dummy email. Remember, we'll be using an email that has logged in our application. So I just say this email that already we are using it. So after that, now let me say if selected option is equals, or it has a value of 2. Remember, this option we are getting it in our template or in our HTML, and so inside here what we need to do is just loop through this array, the array of value. So we just say let, or this array here that we are getting as an input also. So we just say let item of value, yeah. And what we need to do here now, we just look for 2. It means that it is going from you. So we just say now if item dot receiver email is equals to lowercase, just like that. And this we need to look if or we need to just see if it contains the index of, or we need to see if it contains this the user email, or the user, or the email that we have here. For now, we will change it later. So this email dot lowercase dot to lowercase lowercase. Remember, it is lowercase, and here it is lowercase, it's not uppercase. And we want to add this lowercase because we want it to be as efficient as possible, so that it first of all lowercase everything so that it can search efficiently. So it is contained here. So what we need to do is to just check if it has an index, or it has a value. It will return a value of -1, meaning it is in that string, that is. So now what you need to do is just add my parcels, because that is you are receiving. So we just add push here, and we just add that item, just like that, or that this item here, which is a parcel. So it will just look through, look if there is here. It will just first of all come here, look if this selected option has a value of 2, then it will look through and look for this here, sender email, already if it is equal to the email that you have given it here. And if it contains this receiver email, they are the same, then it will push that into this parcel here. Now remember what you need to do, you need to return. So you just come here and return. Now you need to return this, my parcels now. Here, my parcels. But remember, now we are doing for two conditions. So the other condition is, you can say else if here, else if selected option here is equals to from, and you can call them maybe a better word, and say them from me or to me, this one here, and you make sure that you have added those. If you want to add them as from me, now you should add here, even here, from me or to me, because this one is this one is the options that you get from select option. So now you just come here. So if this selected is equals to from, we just return here this everything here. We just do the same thing here. So I just copy it. But now what we need to do, we just change our things here. So first thing that we should change now, this should be sender email for now. So it should be checking for sender email. So, and after that now it should push to other parcels, other parcels, meaning the ones that you are sending. So after now here, you need to return other parcels. Or it is other parcel, just like that, I think. Yeah, other parcel, yeah. Actually, I will just rename those in order to make sense. And then after that, if it should return value by default. Yeah, so it should return value just like that. So by default, it should return value if these conditions don't meet. So now let me first of all call this, maybe let me call this a little bit of maybe conventional name that makes sense. So I call this like received parcel or received parcels, and this send parcel. we call this send parcels in order to make sense. Send parcels, because I know it can confuse a lot of people. So parcels, send parcel. So here we need to have this received parcels, and here should return received parcels, and down here you should give it send parcels, and then return send parcels. Send parcels. Add all of it, so send parcels, just like that. So it's okay now. And here maybe we can say send, or maybe you can add received to make sense rather than to and from. Send should be sent. So now here we can add this as our values. So if it is true, it is or if it is true, or if it is received, it should be here. From should add this one here now, and here it should be sent. As simple as that. So because this one should be received, actually received, and this one is sent. Same here. Now that I want it to make sense. So this one should be send parcels received, and here it should be received parcel, received parcels. Let me add received parcels. Okay, now that's thinking. I think that's okay now. You can understand the logic right now. So you can just come here now. You can see it is making sense. So you can see here how filter or pipe makes your work very easy. And now remember, you need to remove this pipe here if it is in our app module. So we just need to remove it here, and remove it here also, because we need to add it in our user module here. So come here in your user module and add it here. Let's add it here in a filter, in a declaration. The pipe should be added in a declaration. So it is filter pipe, just like that. And I see there's an error expected here. And now when we want to use it, just come here in your parcel, and after now pagination here, what we can add now, we can add that and say filter, because our pipe is called filter, and then say selected options. It is coming from this component here, because remember here we have these selected options here. So now after this, you can see we are getting that selected options there, and we are using that pipe here. So after that, now we can test this application and see how it is working. So let me save all of it. So should not contain that error now. So let's save and see where the error is. If it has error, see it has no errors. So you can see now here it is making sense. So it can filter the ones that you have sent and the ones that you have received. as simple as that, using pipe, and we are not sending the request to our backend, so we are not overloading our database, or we are not overloading, or we are not making a lot of requests to our backend. So I think that's all that I wanted us to see here. So remember, we have this calculator that customer can calculate, and when we implement login and registering, now we can add the information here for that user. So, and now after that, the user can log out and come here and then go back into maybe the home page, or you can add that functionality when the user logs out, comes into this page here. In our next video, we just start implementing the login, and I feel like that video will be long because I want also to add guards. So if the user is not signing, he cannot, or she cannot access these routes here, because there's no need for this login authentication functionality if the user can come here in the root and then access the root without having logged in. So it will be useless. So that's all that I wanted to show you there. So in the next video, remember, we'll be looking at login and registering, and also using guards, and now we just add protecting routes into our backend. So hang in there. There are a lot of things that you need to learn, and if you're having some trouble, remember, you can comment. I'll just answer, and then you can go into my GitHub where I push the code. Just look at the code and you will see what you should do in this project, or where you have gotten the error, or where you are not getting. You get the solutions maybe in my code. So thank you guys. See you in the next video. Remember to like this video and subscribe if you are new into this channel.